Welcome back to another episode of Poppin' Bottles, the wine show for anyone and everyone who loves wine, hosted right here at the Fox and Bottle, located in the majestic and magnificent downtown Edmonds. And on today's show, we have some exceptional wines and some cool updates. Brandon, what are we popping today?
Barry, today what we're going to do is we're going to start with this beautiful Sauvignon Blanc. So our friends over at Rush Latin have this incredible Sauvignon Blanc from just outside of Yakamats in Prosser, and it's not available anywhere. We got a nice little Larry and Michelle vibe to give us some of the maybe a case or so of this, but I want to encourage everybody head out to their new tasting room out in Snohomish. So they have a whole lineup out there. Join their club if you haven't. Join our club if you haven't. But these are the types of wines that we're gonna be able to try. So this one, the Sauvignon Blanc, 100%. It is on a day like today, the day we're recording, about 80 degrees out, and it is crisp. It is clean. It is everything that a Sauvignon Blanc should be. I think there's a couple different variations of Sauv Blanc. You have more of a French style, and then you have that New Zealand style. One's a little more herbaceous, one has a little more citrus, one's got a little more grapefruit, one's got a little bit, this and that. I lean more towards that like gooseberry, honeydew melon, white peach style, less on that like menthol minty herbaceousness. That's what this is for me. This is a beautifully executed Sauvignon Blanc. Let's dig into it.
Yeah, let's jump in. I have tasted this out at the tasting room and absolutely loved it at the time. Of course, I love everything that Larry does. He's phenomenal, one of my absolute favorite winemakers, and produces some of the absolute best wine in Washington. And so this is one of their, I think, like a sleeper hit.
100%. For the price, pound for pound, one of the better Sauv Blancs going on. And it's so bright. I think a lot of times acid is a huge part of wine, obviously. But when it goes over the top and all you feel is like you're sucking on a lemon, we've overshot the acid. Or if it's just too muted and there's so much fruit coming through that you're not getting that like salivary thing going on, this hits the balance between both where it is truly an elevated porch pounder. It is one of those where the complexity is there, the flavors are there, everything you want is there, but it's like gulp, gulp, gulp.
Yeah, this goes down really, really easy.
Yeah.
But it is delightful. I'm a big fan of, I'm a red lover. So it does take an exceptional white for me to get excited about. And there are a few out there that are exceptional. And there's some of those winemakers I would love to get on. Devison, we've talked about in the past. I think, in my opinion, Devison might have the absolute best Sauvignon Blanc that I've had in Washington. Yeah, I mean, he has two that are absolutely shockingly good. One that is $60, and it's the only $60 like Sauvignon Blanc that it's one of the only ones I've ever seen. And two, one that I would say is actually worth it, so that's a great one. But this is so delicious, as you said, super balanced, like it doesn't have a single flavor that like punches you in the face. And that's what I don't like about the New Zealand Sauv Blancs. It's just like so minerally. They're just like so like a Kim Crawford is like, the thing that everybody likes.
Totally. Yeah. And when it becomes too much of a challenge to drink, you're not just almost mindfully and mindlessly enjoying it. That becomes a really hard Sauv Blanc, or even just any white in general for me to drink. This to me, I was gonna like try to describe this like beautifully eloquent, style of Sauv Blanc, but the only thing that just keeps coming back to me is how comforting it is. It's just easy. It's so nice, and everything that we try to do here at the Fox and Bottle is approachable. It's balanced, right? It's everything that just should be, take that entry level, not wanting to go too far with wine, and then elevate it. And then we can always get, bigger on the scale. But this is one of those where, and I get so much white peach. I'm such a white peach fan.
I love
a little bit of like Asian pear. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like all these flavors that are just so summer to me.
We should do this. This would be a nice way to start the next time we do sushi night. This would be like a good, like, this would be a kickoff to sushi night. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. Okay.
Lock it in.
Yeah, sushi
Lock
night.
It in.
I would say also what I really like about this and appreciate about this is the back palate and the flavor that lingers at the back of the mouth is so, it's delicious. It's like kind of a creamy, like it's so good.
Yeah.
What bottle?
Yeah. Bottle, $25.
Wow.
$25 for this. And it is, like you said at the very beginning, it is a sleeper for the Rush Latin crew. They are so dialed on their reds. Every red we drink is just incredible, right?
Everyone.
they brought this to, I think, the last tasting we had here. And I think we sold them out that night. And they're like, we weren't even going to bring it. We didn't know if you guys wanted to try any of this. And it was insane. So if you have a chance, come in. We got a few bottles left. I think Larry only gave me a case. We got a few bottles left. But honestly, go to their tasting room in Snohomish. It's right. It's a beautiful tasting
it's
room.
Gorgeous.
It's a family project. I'm sure if you've heard our last podcast with Larry, you heard the story about it. It's a whole family who built that tasting room. So go there, support them. Incredible family, incredible group of people who've built that up.
Beautiful. Well, I think segment A, I mean, that got us covered. This is absolutely delicious. Grab it while the getting is good. There's only a few bottles left. I'm probably going to take one home tonight. I'm just warning you right now. So you got to move fast when you hear this podcast and get in here. And we'll be back in segment 2. Of course, we're going to go hit a red, and we're going to go like we like to oftentimes go to France.
Yep.
And we're going to taste something that was, I believe, a previous Wine Club release.
It was in our last Wine Club release. We didn't talk much about it. It was kind of, honestly, one of the last ones that I picked. And the more I have given it its opportunity, it shines awesome.
So we will be back in just a moment, and we will pop bottle number 2. Friends, welcome back to our second segment, where, of course, we have to highlight some delicious red wine. Brandon, what did we pop?
Like we mentioned, this is out of the last club. This is La Madura from the Languedoc region. So Languedoc is along kind of the southeastern as you slide to the southern coast of France. So you have Languedoc-Roussillon down there. So you're going to get Carignan, Syrah, Grenache, Mourvedre. Really, really fun blend. The reason I love this wine is that the varietals in this wine, depending on how they are produced and who the producer is, can be big. It can be real chewy. It can get really kind of aggressive on you if the balance isn't there. But this producer does such a phenomenal job of making this wine so approachable, so easy to drink, and you see and feel all the characteristics of every one of the varietals. It's not muddied down by any one of them. So I just really loved it. I loved it. It was a late, like I'd mentioned, add to the club, and it was one of the better received ones for sure.
All right. Well, let's dive into it. Smell is fantastic.
This kind of takes you through a little bit of an early journey, and then it like settles down. Kind of get some spice up front. I get really nice greenery even. I get a little bit of that savoriness, and then those berries pop through. But they're not over the top. It is much savorier. It's more savory than berry.
Yeah, it has a really interesting mid palate that it's not that dirt earth flavor, but it is that savory flavor that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Kind of in the middle palate, which kind of is a nice balance to the fruit and to the berry. And it really has a smooth going in, like a nice
hyper smooth.
Yeah, front palate, like really like delightful.
Low tannin, medium body, balanced fruit, and balanced savory, however you want to say it. And so for me, I get like those crispy sage leaves, a little bit of bay leaf, and then I get a lot of that, like, I should say a lot. I just get some of that just umami mushroom dirt.
Yeah.
And then the berry lifts it back up.
It's not too much, right? Like so that's where sometimes I think with the old world, with the French wines, we've talked about this so much, but yeah, you get some of that, the dirty French wine, where it has a little bit of that earth flavor, or has like some of that kind of savory, meaty, like chewiness to it. And it's really well balanced here, though. It's like kind of perfect.
Yeah. Well, this is why I love. So the first one we drank, U.S. Washington wine, right? It's bright, it's crisp, it's clean, it's acid, it's balanced. This being an old world, even though this is a red, you still feel that like that it's not as pure, right? It has a little bit more funk to it, has a little bit less intervention to it. The first wine goes through a process where they're filtering out some stuff. This wine, no finding, no filtering, it is what it is. And that's in the old world what I really love about it. It's going to give you all the flavors. It's going to give you all the fruit and the texture and everything there, but it's going to leave the earth in there. It's going to leave where it came from.
Yeah, it's going to bring some of its origin story with it. That's what I like to think about. It's like, and we've talked about that terroir, that time and place and the precision and how cool it is that with our old world wines, you really get that almost all the time. And we're sometimes with our kind of Washington wines or wines produced in the US, what we're producing is something that is very similar to what was produced before. And this though, absolutely brings some of its homeland with it. You can taste it. this is almost a perfect. I would consider this to be like a phenomenal, perfect. If for a person who hasn't had a French wine before, a person
Yeah.
who maybe is a little scared or whatever, this is one that I think is everyone's gonna like.
It's an easy gateway drug for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, it is easy to drink. It's easy to buy. The price point's nice. I mean, it's sub $40 on a really, really nice producer from France. Um, it makes, I think, the selection process just really easy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
highly. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. This is amazing.
Yep.
What's it's always fun too with the wine club is that you get a selection of wines, right? And you go to the fun wine event or apero, and the party's amazing. You taste all the wines; it's so cool. But then they go into home with you, right? And
Yep.
generally speaking, there's some time that passes between when you taste them at the party and when you
Yep.
have them in your glass.
Sure.
And so it's a little bit like a surprise, right? It's a
Yeah.
little bit like, oh, what? Which one did I taste? Which one did I really love? Like,
Yeah.
and this is one that I am now looking forward to opening at
Yep.
home. I actually think I looked at this last night
Yeah.
and I didn't open this one. I opened it. It was a Syrah.
Yep.
It had a word label on it. Like a word is the label. Do
Yep.
you know what I'm
I
talking
know
about?
what
And
you're talking
it
about.
kind of was like
Bascule.
yeah, and it's like a minimal intervention.
Yep. Yep.
That's an
It's so okay. I just got to tell a
yeah.
quick story on that one. So Bascule, it's 100% Syrah. Again, kind of from the Provence region down southern France. And the label is the name of the wine, Bascule, going down in a blue, but it's going down like a staircase. And there's this old guy falling. Well, the joke is that producer's dad falls all the time. So that's his dad on the label falling down the stairs. And so it's when I look for wines, I'm always looking for that funny little quip, that story that's
Uh-huh.
like, okay, it goes beyond the wine and it kind of gives you something to remember. So I love that.
That is a very interesting
Yeah.
wine. That's a Syrah that
Mhm.
is going to taste so different than a
And it's
Washington
neutral
Syrah.
oak. It's
Yeah.
neutral oak, so they're not putting any oak on that as as far as the new oak flavor profile. So it's neutral for fermentation, staying in the barrel. It's bottled, unfined, unfiltered. So you're going to get this a little bit lighter, a little bit dirtier, less tannic and less that standard pepper that you're going to try to like see in a washing wine.
Oh yeah, that's like one if you want to taste the difference between what varietal expression could look like.
Yeah.
That one is like a mind blower. You're
Totally.
like, holy cow, this is 100% Syrah. If we laid that up against one of Larry's like 100% Syrahs,
Yeah.
the difference is so vast.
Well, Syrah's a super fun one to do that with. So the one that we created for the Fox and Bottle
The virtue.
that we did with Virtue.
Yeah.
So that's out of the Rocks district
Yeah.
down south in Washington. The one that Larry has, let's say that's up higher in Walla Walla, that might actually be out of Yakima or that area, and then a French one. Talk about the same grape, potentially even the same clones that are being spread around, and yet they're so vastly different because of how that producer did it, the terroir that it's in. It is an amazing just blind taste. Like, what are these? Oh, they're all Syrah. And then where are they from? It's cool.
That would be fun to do
Yeah.
because I like both like with the selection in Washington. Yeah, because a rock Syrah in Washington can express so differently. It's so
Oh, man.
unique. Some of them are really delicious. Some of them are weird.
really delicious. Some of them, even for me, some I'm like, ooh, we're gonna hang tight.
A little too much funk on this one. Little too funky. But then
Yeah.
I think the same thing for French Syrahs. I mean, one of the things that I've been really impressed with through on the show and then through the wine club, as we get Syrahs and Syrah blends in from France, periodically, and they're all very different.
Yeah.
That really does express quite differently. So it's very
Yeah.
versatile.
And I think Grenache is on the other side of the spectrum for me, where I think Grenache is so recognizable, regardless of how it's produced. There's just such like these flower aromatics, right? There's these things that pop in your face. They're like, okay, I know it's a Grenache. Now it's more of a quality check. Where Syrah and I mean, I guess even Merlot to a certain extent, the expression of how it's kind of manipulated, done, produced, whatever it is so different.
Yeah, I think that, and I would think I have felt this way for a long time, but I truly believe that our Syrahs in Washington State are some of the most magnificent Syrahs like in the world,
Yeah,
without
agree.
question.
I agree.
It's like one of the things we just, I don't know if is it the Syrah just expresses so powerfully here,
Yeah.
I don't know, but I like our Syrahs are just magnificent.
And I look at okay, the Rhone Valley, Northern Rhone, let's just call it like Saint Joseph, 100% Syrah. That versus like a Rush Latin, we'll just use him keep using him as an example. Not only are they so vastly different, but they express so differently. I think like San Josef or just Northern Rhone Syrahs are bright and beautiful, and they're elegant and they're silky, and they got all these great like characteristics. And in Washington, they're powerful. So they're for me, they're trying to achieve different things. But the expression of like the Syrah grape is so beautiful here in
Mm,
Washington. It is one of those things where I don't know, like Cab's great, Merlot's great, but the Syrahs, when it's done right, oh my god, it's so good. And then you look at like the Southern Rhone comparatively to like I think like Roti, they do a phenomenal Syrah. They're kind of that's in the Rocks district, so you're starting to
hardcore.
get real dirty down there, in the best way. And so you look at like just outside of Châteauneuf-du-Pape and like maybe Lirac or Gigondas. Like you're looking at these places that are more blending and that Southern Rhone blend and again, the expression is different. It's just fun to see how it's not to me, one's not better than the other, but they're just expressing who they are differently.
Yeah, I think it's like it's just so cool,
Yeah.
and it is really like when I had that, and when I had that Syrah that we had started this whole side tangent off on, it just reminded me of how versatile the grape is, and so that's another reason why, of
Yeah.
course, I'm a big fan of the wine club, and why I think everybody should be a member of the wine club. Literally, everyone should be a
Yeah.
member of the wine club. Like, literally, all of the whole world should be part of the wine club.
We can handle it. We will find a way.
Or at least if you live in Edmonds,
Yeah.
you absolutely should be part of the wine club. No, this is phenomenal. This is an awesome
Yeah.
wine. And again, what was this one that we just tasted?
This is going to be Grenache Syrah Carignan Mourvedre blend. So
Okay.
you got the four good blends from the Languedoc region. So kind of think Provence, head down south, not quite before you get up to Cours in the southwest, just kind of along that Mediterranean. So you get a lot of that influence too in the Mediterranean.
It's beautiful. Now, what like we have some things to share because
Yeah.
we have some cool stuff going
We
on.
got some really cool stuff.
Yeah, tell me real quick, what do we have going on?
We're going to start doing, I'm going to bring back my France into glass classes. So if you remember from a year or two ago, I did these 4 classes, just kind of split France up and said, okay, we're going to do this quadrant, this time, this, and this, and just experience wine through French wine. But it really is like Washington wine too. We will mix it up a little bit now going forward, but it's just the classes to me, it's a little food, it's some friendship, it's great wine. It's just a night out. Don't think of it like a class. It's more like an event.
Yeah, more like an event. Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
more like a wine hangout,
Yeah,
drink party.
for sure.
Yeah, when you'll walk away with some like good insights. And I just really have to emphasize, this is how you develop your palate: is you taste
Yeah.
different things side by side.
Yeah.
That's how it changes.
So I got into this industry because I felt so awkward walking into a wine shop or going to a restaurant. And what kind of wine would you like? I know what I taste. I don't know how to say it. I don't know what those words are, right? And so these classes are kind of that like helpful little nudge to say you don't need to know anything. Here's a few words to kind of get you to where you need to be, but also expand yourself, learn a little bit more, feel a little more confident with it. And then you'll experience so many cool wines that you may never have wanted to give a chance because you might not have the right word for or whatever it might be.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you start to become more comfortable with different types of wines and exploring outside of maybe the 1 or 2 wines that you
Yep.
are comfortable or have had in the past. And so
Totally.
it's just a cool way to expand yourself.
Yeah. So along with the classes, along with all these fun wine things that we're doing, we have so many new things in the shop. So we have a bunch of apparel from Finisterre, a new brand I'm bringing in called Doer. The pants are incredible. Honestly, 6 months ago, I was adamant I will never bring men's pants into the shop. Can't do it. Don't understand them. I try to pair these pants on. I'm like, we got to sell them. So we have Doer pants coming in. We have some really cool stuff coming on this summer. A lot of events. 4th of July is going to happen before we know it. The biggest one coming up is going to be Wine Walk. And I got to step back. So last week we had Jazz Walk, and it was the 3rd year that we were able to do it. We had to take a pause last year because we were transferring locations. But guys, Jazz Walk, if you haven't heard of it or you did not attend it this year, next year look out. It is the funnest night that we have all year. We had probably 150 people in our store dancing to jazz. We had great wine flowing with 2 amazing bands. That's just going to lead us now into Wine Walk. We're going to have a band playing during Wine Walk. We have incredible winery pouring for us this time, and we have another one in August. So this summer's going to be jam-packed. Look for our socials at the Fox and Bottle, and it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a blast. And I saw that the jazz thing was absolutely wild.
You said you walked by.
I
You
walked
couldn't even
by.
walk in.
I couldn't even walk in. I was like, funnily enough, even realized it was the Jazz Walk night. I knew it was happening, but I didn't put two and two together. And so I was out and about, and I was like, man, there's a lot of people out. And I was like, well, cool. I'm going to go head down to Fox and Bottle and go get a glass of wine. It was impossible. I mean, there was no ability to get into that. It was like, there was a crowd outside watching and a crowd inside
flooding into the street. We had people all the way to the back dressing rooms. Like, it was insanity, and it was so much fun. I actually had an opportunity, because of our amazing staff who were pouring most of the night, to walk around, talk to people, listen to their stories. Why are they here? How many times have they been here? And we gained a ton of new eyeballs, just people who were like, I didn't realize you were here, and now I'm coming back. And that's what we want to build, is those people who are just so excited for what we do, the sip and shop concept, that I can have a glass of wine, walk around and grab a pair of pants. Like, how rad is that?
It's quite rad. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan. That was really exciting. Well, it's cool because we have all these cool, fun events coming up, and we'll continue to try to put those on your radar, right? Give them out there, put them out there prior to, so that you can get tickets and come and know that they're happening, because some of that stuff is ticketed.
Yeah, and any of the ticketed events, if you are a club member, you have first access. So all of our club members get first access to any of our ticketed events. If we know about it ahead of time, we're going to send it out there, especially if it's an internal event. So another big benefit to being in the wine club.
I love it. Well, it's fantastic. This was always, as always, quite entertaining, educational. We took a trip to a couple different places. I hope you got something from it. And on our next show, I can tell you that we have some really cool wines lined up. Now, I don't want to share them entirely, but are we doing, on the next episode, are we doing a new sparkling? Are we doing bubbles?
We have to do it.
Okay, we'll share, because there's something that I think you're going to be quite excited about when we pop it. Brandon, as always, appreciate you, our guests, our friends, subscribers. And if you haven't, like, follow, subscribe, join us, come into the store. We're looking forward to see you. Let's pop some bottles, drink some wine, and have some fun. We'll see you in the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.